If you're in your 20s right now, chances are you've felt it. A low grade anxiety, this quiet panic that maybe you're falling behind. Maybe you did everything you were supposed to and still ended up in a world that doesn't make sense. You followed the script, you went to school, you got good grades, maybe you went to college. Then you try and land a job, try and build something stable. But the script is broken, and no one told you until it was too late. Now, you're staring at job boards that want 5 years of experience for entry level pay. Your rent just went up. Again, your dating life feels like a never ending roulette of disappointment. And every time you open up your phone, the internet's screaming back at you. You gotta hustle harder, look better, care more, or that you're the reason the world's falling apart. And if you dare to express frustration, some boomer jumps in to say, well, back in my day. But here's the truth that no one's telling you. You're not broken, the system is. You inherited a game where the rules were quietly rewritten without your consent. This isn't just about feeling. It's about facts. And once you understand how the world got this way, you can finally stop blaming yourself and start playing smarter. So, let's rewind to before us. Because to understand the chaos we're navigating, we have to look at the world that was handed down to us. After World War II, the US entered what economists call the golden age of capitalism. Wages were rising, unions were strong, college was cheap. A single income could buy you a house, raise a family, and still leave room for a vacation. From 1946 to 1964, 76 million baby boomers were born into this environment. Their parents survived the Great Depression and World War II. They wanted safety, routine, and a better life for their kids, so they built a society around that dream. Schools were structured to create obedient, reliable workers, employers rewarded loyalty with pensions, and the government invested in highways, homes, and middle-class stability. It wasn't perfect. Racism, sexism, and inequality were baked into the system, but economically, if you followed the rules, life generally worked. So, older generations didn't lie when they said just work hard and things will fall into place. That was true for them, but something changed. Fast forward to our generation. The first to come of age in a world that looks familiar on the surface but underneath runs on a completely different operating system. What happened to the stable career paths that our parents walked? Gone. Most people our age will change jobs dozens of times. And those entry-level positions, quote unquote, they now demand experience you couldn't possibly have unless you time traveled through your own resume. College was once the golden ticket, but now it seems more like a golden trap. Tuition costs have exploded. Students are suffocating in debt, and many of the degrees sold to our generation as safe bets haven't delivered anything close to job security. Even dating feels like a system glitch. Our grandparents met in church, our parents met at work, and we have to meet someone after hours of swiping, 2 weeks of texting, an awkward drink, and then inevitably ghosting. Love has been gamified, and the rules seem to be rewarding detachment, not connection. And the master architect of this system is the internet. We were born into it. We didn't choose it, but now we live in a world where we are expected to constantly broadcast our best self while privately we're spiraling. We have access to infinite information, but still feel unprepared. We can talk to anyone, anywhere. So many of us still feel like we couldn't be more alone. We are the first generation expected to build a meaningful life on a playing field that shifts beneath our feet every single day, and somehow we're supposed to do it with perfect confidence, flawless productivity, and zero breakdowns. No wonder it feels impossible. But here's the thing. You're not imagining it. You're not weak, and you're not lazy. You're navigating a world that has changed faster than any before it. And the people giving you advice, most of them still think you're playing the same game they did. You're not. And that's not bad news. It's just the truth. And the truth is powerful because when you understand the system, you can stop fighting yourself and start adapting. Here's the twist. Everything that feels broken right now is also a sign of something being reborn. Yes, the old playbook is gone, but that means there is no one stopping you from writing a new one. Your grandparents chased security. Your parents chased stability. You get to chase freedom. That's not a consolation prize, that's a revolution. Think about it. For the first time in history, we don't need permission to build something that matters. You don't need a fancy degree to learn high-value skills, and you don't need to wait for someone to pick you. The internet destroyed gatekeepers. Want to learn coding, design, investing? You can start today with free tools and mentors online. Want to build an audience, start a business, freelance, or work remotely? You can do it from your laptop, in your pajamas, from anywhere in the world. And here's the kicker. Because so many people are still trying to play by the old rules, there's less competition in the new ones. While everyone else is obsessing over grades and resumes, you can be building proof, portfolios, projects, content, and skills. You don't need to climb a ladder if you build your own staircase. Now, this won't be easy. It requires something most systems never taught you: initiative, discipline, curiosity, and self-respect. But you can learn and lean into those things. Even just a little. The opportunities are real. You don't have to beat the system. You can just step outside it and build your own path. So, what kind of mindset shift do you actually need to win? Well, you've probably been told your whole life that success means following a checklist. Do what you're told, get good grades, and be responsible, and everything's going to work out. But here's the truth, and nobody said it aloud. In this new world, following the rules doesn't make you safe, it makes you replaceable. You win by becoming someone who writes the rule. That doesn't mean becoming famous or rich overnight. It means shifting your focus from outcomes to ownership. Start thinking like a builder and not a borrower. Build skills no one can take away from you. Build relationships rooted in value, not validation. And build projects that solve problems, not just to impress people. Build systems in your own life that don't depend on external permission. Because nobody's coming to save you, but no one is going to come and stop you either. And here's the irony. Once you stop chasing stability, you find something better: agency. The ability to shape your own path, to say no when something doesn't feel right, to walk away from a system that was never meant for you. You don't need to control the economy, fix politics, or wait for better times. You just need to control your inputs. What you learn, how you think, who you spend your time with, and what you create, that's the key. Small changes compound. Quiet consistency is going to beat loud panic. The people who win in this era aren't the ones with the most talent or privilege. They're the ones who adapt, who listen, and who try again. So stop asking if you're doing enough. Start asking if you're doing the right things, because we're the prototype. The stress you feel, that's the friction of forging something new. Your parents were taught to chase pensions, and we're learning to build platforms. Our parents were told to trust the system, and we are being forced to outgrow it. And yeah, sometimes it feels unfair. Frankly, that's because it is. You and I, we were handed a rigged game and told it was our fault we weren't winning. But here's what the system can't do. It can't stop you from waking up tomorrow, learning one thing, trying one thing, building one thing that pushes your life forward. It can't stop you from choosing your values over someone else's expectations. And it can't stop you from becoming the person you needed when you were 16. You don't need a map, you need a compass. And that compass is built from effort, curiosity, honesty, and action. Because if you're willing to think differently, to act with intention instead of anxiety, then you'll build something your future self is proud of. And maybe, just maybe, one day your kids will ask you how you made it through it all. And you'll be able to say, the rules changed, so I wrote new ones. What do you think? Please share your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. And if you've made it this far into the video, you may as well subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. Next, I'll be talking about the surefire mistakes that can wreck your 20s. I learned from experience.